Music.
And it's really foul to see when you, like I said, when you got people out here like Trump, like old boy that I referenced earlier. I don't know his name. Didn't care to get his name because I don't want to give him that much attention. But like Trump, that can say all these wild, outlandish things. Calling COVID-19 the China virus, and talking about people, talking about the Mexican folks, randomly just throwing paper towel at people in Puerto Rico. You can do all these things and talk and do all these things, and people don't care. But as soon as it's the black man on the show, now we got a problem with it, and we all offended all of a sudden. And we can't find forgiveness for him, but we can find it for somebody that's out here that's outlandish. That doesn't have any remorse in his heart. Could care less. Yes, Kyrie's woke, and we know Kyrie's woke, and it is what it is. But it's something else when we don't extend the same luxury to everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Am I making sense? Am I crazy? I don't know. Y'all tell me.
You making sense? I said you making sense, but here's the thing though. We don't like to say stuff. You got to be able to own the infrastructure. Like, what I'm saying, he is on the network. He's he plays in the league, which he don't own. With the owners own. And the league is, so pretty much, it's owned by the network because the network, broadcasts the games. So, I mean, he's not in none of the infrastructure. So, for you to talk freely, you need to be on a place where you got the infrastructure. We don't own no infrastructure. Think about it. Players are interchangeable. Because you can play for 20 years at the most. But think about it. Look at the people who coach. Not our type of people are coaches. Because think about it. You can coach for 50 years. And be good. You know what I'm saying? You can be a GM for whatever. You can be this for whatever. We don't get in the infrastructure. So we don't have our own nothing. So why not we just have our own network and our own league, and then we start from there?
Prime example, Jerry Jones been a GM since he was 8. That motherfucker 109.
He's an owner, Durante.
Exactly.
I mean, an owner, my fault.
He's an owner. Well, he's an owner and also.
Yeah, I mean, but just my fault.
And
that's the longest one I can think of.
And look,
that's
his
98
family. And look, and think about it, his family. Does what? His family is all in the business because guess what? They own the infrastructure, so they can speak freely how they want to speak. You gonna cancel Jerry Jones?
Well, technically, depending on what Jerry Jones does, he could be. But you have to do something outlandish and crazy. But I will say this. There are, as you know, things are starting to change. Like, they got the group that purchased the Broncos, And I think Diddy's looking into purchasing something. I can't remember what it was. He purchased one of them teams.
Jay-Z want to purchase the Commanders.
Okay. Yeah, so there is change that's happening. And you might be, I think you're right about, that helping. But
network, we need the network.
At the end, what would help, but won't happen just because everybody's somewhat selfish. I mean, if the players, went on strike, what they gonna do? Who they gonna bring in? They have to come. They have to come to an agreement. If they have a problem, if the players really agree that there was a problem in a situation, they could say, you know what, we finna shut it down, coach. We'll talk to you when we talk to you. Because most of them are already paid. You know what I'm saying? They already paid. They got their money, so they fine. And the ones that aren't, can be looked out for by the big dogs until they get back on track. So if they wanted to strike, they could.
But when they own the infrastructure, think about it. That's only one generation. Think about it. When you own the infrastructure, that's forever.
Byron, see, I wanted you to say that because I wanted you to reference what you told me last week about slavery being a choice, and think about what you're telling me right now. Same thing.
That's a bar.
Oh, my same thing.
No,
same exact thing.
Because they can.
I want to just stand on that situation to bring you back to what you were telling me.
I'm standing on it.
You standing on what?
Choice. They can leave.
I just said that about the NBA players, and I just said that about the NBA players, and you told me no, it's different when they own the infrastructure. You telling me that the slavery industry that basically ran the United States of America at the time was less of an infrastructure than the NBA? Something that doesn't even go on in the entire year? 82 games?
I'm just talking infrastructure. I mean, I think you think it's too deep.
I know you're talking infrastructure. I just wanted to bring you back to the infrastructure of slavery. You know, it wasn't a choice. It's just like saying that right now, with women having to fight to have control of their bodies, they can't. I mean, they can't just be out. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's call the player a slave, right quick. The player can choose not to play. The slave can choose not to be a slave.
I said that a minute ago, and you said no. It's the infrastructure.
I think we were just on two different things, but I'm just saying we need to own the infrastructure. I was not going at anything you said. I just said we needed to own the infrastructure. That's all I was getting to.
I mean, and
I wasn't going at you.
Let me ask you this: have we made attempts to own infrastructure? Have we made attempts to start our own stuff? Yes, we have. But how many of the folks support it? How many folks supported the big three? Well, I guess support the big three.
When a big name jumps on board, look at those HBCUs. People have been saying go to HBCUs for decades. Dion sacrificed and went down there and got Jackson State popping. Now it's 60,000 people at the game.
Okay.
Because he was not afraid of telling people like, yo, y'all told me y'all want this and want that. Y'all don't even show up to the game. It was 10,000 people showing up to the game. Now 60 plus.
This is exactly what I was just talking about. Right?
But we got the infrastructure. We just don't support the infrastructure, which you were right about. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you said. Okay.
Just about what Wes was saying. Close to.
Durante, talk to me, Durante. How are you feeling about what we talking about? We've been all over the place, and you kind of listening. What you feeling?
Nothing, because this shit is stupid. No, I mean, like I said, going back to what I mean, I like what Byron Sample also is holes in your theory, Byron, when you say that, like, trying to have your own league and all this is like that's still not going to defeat the purpose of what's going on, because if you do that, then who's going to come to that? If that makes sense. Like, you see where I'm going with that was like you already got this going on, so why would you try to expand to this? Because it's already been stuff that like let's say for NFL, they've tried to do other football, and it does catch your eye, but it's not as deep as like, well, I mean, we got the NFL, so like XFL and other stuff they've tried doing. We did it. I see what you're saying. We did it. We need to support it, but it goes back to what you said. Why don't women support more WNBA too? It's not as popular. It's there, but it's not as popular as NBA because we're used to the NBA. You get used to something you don't want. Some people don't want to change. I wouldn't mind a change. I would support it, but I'm saying for others out here who would really say 100%, let's stick it out and do this. Not many, because it goes back to your example of my fault. Go ahead.
When I'm talking about infrastructure, when I'm talking about the infrastructure, I mean the network as well, not just the team, the network as well.
People network to do, I mean all the commercials.
I'm talking about the TV network. I'm talking about the TV network.
Okay, I thought you meant like networking, like to get your name out there and stuff like that. I'm like, people network to like.
What I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about owning something, I'm talking about the network his broadcasters on as well, because that's how they make their money. So that's how the league get paid so much. You know, they sign contracts to have their game broadcasted.
Yeah.
So you know, marketing
but they borrow networks time. They borrow networks time. TNT, ABC, NBC. Yeah, this is for all sports. ESPN. They borrow time, but you turn around and say, "Hey, we got one channel that we're going to show ours on." And like for instance, NFL and Amazon were smart, because I bet you look at Amazon, that just skyrocket. The people just, I can't watch Thursday Night Football. I got to get an Amazon account. Bump it. I'm gonna do it because it caught their eye. Like, oh snap! You know, people.
What's an account? What's an account?
What's an account?
Infrastructure. You know, so Amazon's winning because they got good infrastructure. You have to go to that platform to actually watch the game. You have to be a part of their platform to watch the game. That's infrastructure.
But you still all right. But okay. Why would you?
We don't have nothing like that. Once you build that, it's tough for them to counsel you.
Hey Byron, we had that and nobody supported that.
That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, Wes, but I'm just saying it just takes.
If we've attempted to build this, we attempted to have, you know, what do we have back in the day? What, UPN back in the day?
Yeah, UPN.
Nobody supported it. It's all there. You know what I mean? Oprah got her thing. I mean, you know, football on there, but you know, I mean, we have things have been established. Networks have been established, but there is a lack of support for these networks. And I think that's what.
That's our fault. That's our fault. It's our fault.
Yes, yes, it is.
I can't blame nobody else. Like who?
Yes.
I can't feel bad for you if it's our fault. Like I don't.
But at the end of the day, why is it that we can't be treated fairly with everybody else? Why do we need a separate playground to play in? We should be able to mix in the pool and do what everybody else.
I was gonna say, why would you want to try to start?
I know you want to segregate everything, move over here, have our own. That's cool. At the end of the day, we should be able to play in the same pool.
So when NFL realized, we can make money off this, they were already established. They were like, you know what? Let's lose money to make money. And now it's like, with the whole Amazon thing, Amazon thinking now they could probably get some more primetime games. They're like, oh, we got Thursday, let's try to sneak some more in there. So you're saying let's say we started this and we try to go straight to best example, URL battle rap. They had to give away some of their content on YouTube in order to people catch their eye. Like, all right, battle rap's coming on YouTube. And got popular enough where they're like, all right, boom, let's hit them with the app. Because they tried it years ago before they went to YouTube, but nobody was doing it because it was like, I mean, y'all still got tapes out here and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Y'all still got mixtapes and not mixtapes, but like, what was it? I can't call the name, but it was like tapes and stuff because and CDs and stuff still going around that they can bootleg. Now it's like, all right, Smack took it to where he bought it to YouTube, kept it on YouTube, didn't let it leak out, except, you got your people that's recording it. Then people are like, all right, bet. Then he gradually puts the app out and gradually start pulling away some of the VODs for people to be like, bump. Now they're successful on the app. They're good. A lot of people got the app, but that's what I see. You know, that's the best example I can use. That's what I see. So now, so what you're saying
What did they
is
set
you
up?
want to just go. What do you mean?
Infrastructure. They set up, Now go ahead.
I'm hearing you, but okay, we set this infrastructure up like Wes said, and we tried to do it before, but you have to do it a certain amount of time that some people don't want to do. So it's almost like, I'm not trying to say give up on it, but what else can you do that people don't want to do anything else to catch? They want to just stay. Let's say we did it. Let's say we like, let's just stay on TNT. Let's go TNT and do it. Borrow them for a little bit. And then some people are like, I can't get TNT. But you guys, those are, so we have to expand. Let's go to YouTube. Some people don't want to take the time to try to expand somewhere else, so it doesn't work all the time.
I'll say two things. One, I want you to answer the question about why we can't play in the same pool. I want you to answer that, but also I want to mention that
because it's dark.
Like we have an issue with money right now. Like if we start our own thing, what is going to pull in your star players that these people can't offer them right now? Starting out, I don't have a problem with you. It's hard to build infrastructure to pull people from people that are already paying. You feel me? I don't have a problem with building the infrastructure. I'd love it. It'd be nice. Because I think that you would get different rules. I think you would see a different style of play if there was a different NFL that was successful. It wouldn't be the NFL, but we've seen, and you've seen it too, the attempt to start several other sports leagues, right? And they've all just disappeared. They don't ever make it. And I think,
if you can get the big names to come, because people are followers. Most people are followers. It's only about 5% leaders, man.
Well, I agree. I don't disagree with that, but the problem is who's gonna just walk away from. Oh, go ahead.
And the rest of us are followers.
Who's gonna just walk away? You could probably pull Kyrie, but who's just gonna walk away from the money? It's very few. It's very few that just gonna walk away.
Those who can see a vision, what I'm saying, will walk away. I mean, I can't. It's
Dion,
tough for me to talk like that. Like Dion, he got vision.
Here's the thing with Dion, though. Dion is able to recruit to the school. He doesn't have to pay out contracts, to the players. You feel me?
You know why?
He can recruit to the school. Give them board, give them, scholarships to the classes. Give it the appeal of you playing for Dion. That's easier to do.
You already took what I was gonna say.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was more the culture. I think he got the players to come.
I'll say that too.
I can agree with that, and I don't have a problem with that. But it's easier to do at a college level than a professional level.
You want to say,
can't do the same
you don't
thing.
Start a person off like, but think about this. If you have them with that mind frame younger, Wes, what you think they're going to do when they get older? They're going to have a togetherness. Yo, I need to go where my people at. Everybody else does it. We're trying to play the game backwards, but everybody else goes with their people. But we try to want to be excluded in everything. No, we need to grassroots our people up. Then we can go with y'all. But we got to grassroots the kids up and then expand. But you got to grassroots up first, Wes. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's infrastructure, the home. Like, that has to be fixed first. Like, you know what I mean? You have to fix us as a home first and then expand.
What are you saying? Now I'm confused about what you're saying. Explain that to me better. Because you're saying when you say grassroots our people's up and then we can join, what do you mean? What are we joining and what are we grassrooting up? Like, what are we
because okay. I'm going off your statement. You saying you're playing in the pool with somebody else.
Yeah.
What pool? So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about why is it that the NBA, NFL, why is it that necessarily or anything in life, why is it that one group is viewed one way and the other group is viewed differently? We in the same pool. We should be trying to accomplish the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Should
they playing for keeps? We gotta play for keeps. That's simple, man.
That's part of the problem, Byron. I think is you thinking like that and them thinking like that. It causes separation. You feel me?
But they looking out. They uprooting their kids. We have to uproot our kids. We don't even have a foundation inside the home to start off with.
That's a whole nother problem. That's a whole nother conversation, actually.
So,
we can have that conversation.
But that's where it starts at. But bro, that's where it starts at. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we ain't together,
I agree with that.
Once you think they're gonna be, what makes you think they're gonna be together once they're a full adult getting millions and millions? Oh, I'd have made it. They're not even thinking about their people. They thinking about them. I'm just saying the root of the problem is always at the beginning. Like that's why it's called the root. The root before anything a tree grows, the root has to form. That's what I'm saying. The seed, the root, and the tree.
Saying that. I agree with that. Now I don't think one thing I don't.
Pools, you got to know the rules. I said, so you talking about playing in pools?
I agree with that.
Also playing in different pools, man. You got to know the rules.
I agree with that.
That's what they set up the infrastructure. So they got their own. So we got to have our own. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing. They don't have if you really want to think about it, they don't have their own. I mean, really, because without the players, what do you have? You got a bunch of old dudes sitting in the office. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but that is true. But the product is the player, but the product switches out every 10 years. So they're just gonna find another you. Like so they're gonna trade you for 2 more draft picks, which is some fresh people. I mean that's just what it is. LeBron eventually gonna get traded or cut, or so he gonna have to retire.
I don't think. I think one thing about LeBron is he. Huh?
The goat had to play for a team, play on the team. Look, play on the team, be personnel at the same time, and they wouldn't let him get ownership. Why? Why wouldn't they let him get ownership? Well, he did so much for the game. He did so much for the game. Like your team basketball would not be worth as much if it wasn't for Jordan.
Well, I think
he couldn't own a team. He had to beg for a team. That just show you.
Well, hold on, Byron. I agree to an extent about what you're saying, but there is a certain point of conflict of interest if you owning a team, playing on a team, and doing all that.
Bro, he was trying to own the team flat out. He was trying to own the team before he even came back, and they wouldn't let him. He tried to buy the Bulls. They wouldn't let him.
Oh well, that's a whole other problem. He definitely had to get. I mean, he got the team he got. But there's a certain. I think there's a certain.
When you think of, so when you think of black and red, you think of the Bulls. That's how much Jordan impact was.
Well, I mean,
Jordan never be worth anyway. As much
just
as
their colors, right?
I'm just saying, if you don't think of the Heat, you think of the Bulls. You think.
I mean, they both got the colors, right?
But you think of the Bulls.
It depends on your affiliation.
It don't matter. Even a Heat fan will say, "Yo, I think of the Bulls." I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
Maybe. I don't know. What Brandon? I need him to come in and comment on that because I couldn't. I'm not a Heat fan, so I can't tell you.
And he gonna tell you the same thing I just told you.
He might. He might not. I could go either way with it.
Listen, I'm willing to bet.
Because, I mean, hey, if I'm talking about y'all's colors, I'm talking about my team. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking green and white. I'm talking Jets all day. Let an Eagles fan show up. I don't care nothing about y'all.
You going to, though? Oh, my fault.
No, I won't. What I'm going to care about the Eagles for?
It's your game.
I mean, y'all in the Super Bowl, and y'all win the Super Bowl. Congratulations, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. All right, good luck. More power to y'all. Bye.
But Wes, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, just own what you have and grow with you have.
You're saying a lot
grow
of
together.
You're saying a lot of different things, and I wish your internet connection was better so that we could talk in real time. Because I don't mean to cut you off, but I cut you off because you start talking and I start talking and we just whatever. But I think you're talking like three different things. You're talking about raising the children in the home, and then you're talking about raising infrastructure for sports, and then you're talking about ownership being able to make calls on things and because they run it. So you're making several different points in one conversation.
Crazy.
And I don't have a problem with those points, but they're all different points that we can talk about, because we can talk about the home being broken and things of that nature, because I have a problem with our young some of the fathers that are actually in their kids' lives, whether they with the moms or not with the moms or whatever, them taking their kids out on the block with them to show them what I'm doing on the day and I'm out here on the corner. That's problematic. That's showing the kid the wrong way to go, right?
True.
But they need to learn how to raise their children, but that's how they choose to raise their children, and that's definitely problematic. But we've had conversations on here just about different things, and we have our opinion on many different things, and we all over the place. And once again, for those of y'all that are still listening, we are experts about nothing, and we don't know nothing, so we could be wrong about whatever. But we have opinions on things, and we have views and the way we want things to go. Like if it was up to you, like you said, slavery was a choice, and it'd be Nat Turner every week. And also if it's up to you, we build our own thing, and we'd have our own, but it don't necessarily work like that, because you don't support it, because there are world leagues, there's a team that plays, and there is there's a Ghanaian basketball team. You don't support that. You know what I'm saying? There are African basketball teams. You don't support that.
But that's a big league in Africa. So that's a big league in Africa. But we as the states don't really support it.
It does not play here. There's no network to broadcast it. You build your own network, maybe you broadcast that. But right now, that's you don't support it. There's no demand for it, because I guarantee you, if there was a demand for it, black, white, purple, green, whatever, the networks would put it on if there was a demand for it. But there isn't one, because at the end of the day, they want their money. You telling me that if they could put on the Ghanaian basketball team and make commercial money, get paid for commercials for putting that on TV, they wouldn't? You only see them as the United States is playing them. The only time you see them, or if it's the Olympics on TV,
right?
Yeah, but J. Cole played in the league.
J. Cole did, and was a demand for it. They put it on for a second, and they played like one game, and it was gone.
But he brought awareness to the league. Most people wouldn't even know it was a league if it wasn't for him being on there. That's what I'm saying. He took that initiative and went over there.
And then it was gone though.
But if had he stayed, then what?
No, he stayed. But people didn't support.
He played 4 games.
Okay, how many games did they show?
They showed listen, they play all the time. They don't show none. But when he played, they showed at least one.
They showed one. I don't think it was enough interest, because I think I watched it. I'm pretty sure I watched it.
He said, I think I watched it.
You think you watched it? Is it yes or no? You know if you watched it.
I watched it. Pretty sure I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
Second guess so.
I ain't watched the whole thing. I watched some of it. That's what happened. Yeah, I watched some of it.
So him being over there 4 games, they showed one.
It wasn't. I don't know. I guess it wasn't that spectacular, to be honest with you.
He wasn't that spectacular, or the league wasn't that spectacular.
Watching in the game, it just wasn't that spectacular.
Because college football, I mean, college balling, spectacular.
And I don't watch it.
It's not.
It's not really.
Until what? March Madness.
Yeah, March Madness.
I barely keep up with March Madness. I tell y'all this all the time. I don't watch college sports like that. Even though in some cases I think college sports are more pure. I don't take time to watch on Saturdays, and I just don't.
But it's getting better.
It's pretty much what I was saying. Everybody is so complacent with what they have in front of them that they don't want to try anything new.
Exactly. I mean, I can't get mad about that. That could just be, people could like their situation they in, and they could just want to be there.
Well, Byron, I think that goes back to your other point about how you raise your kids in the home. If you got kids being raised in the bricks, they're gonna be stuck in the lifestyle of the bricks. Some of the best athletes that I've known in my life didn't play sports because they won't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? And they know that they're gonna drug test for it. I'm sure y'all know some people too that are like incredible athletes and whatnot, but they never got on because they had situations in which they wanted to keep going and living in. You know what I mean? Am I wrong about that, fellas? Am I right about that? I'm sure y'all know some people. Y'all know nobody?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean that's obvious. I mean that's like a everyday story.
So I mean, if you want to stick to what you were talking about, try to keep your kids straight. Let them know their future might be in sports. You know what I'm saying? You got to go ahead and get up out this, or get your kid if you can. Now, if you can, because some people can't for various situations, but I think most of it is money mismanagement or just life mismanagement. If you so I guess what is it, subsidized housing, whatever they call it, Section 8. If you living in that or whatever, try to get out as soon as you can. I mean, I know in some cases, you live in a situation in which maybe you can't because life or whatever. You got to stay at home. You can't make a lot of money because you got the kids. But some of that situational too, because how did you potentially end up with all these kids? But that's not in or there. Try to get out. You know what I'm saying? And get your kids to a better situation, into a better school, and give them the potential to live life. Because maybe they don't play sports, but maybe they, start a business. Maybe they become an office manager. Maybe they do something successful. But the kids are not set up for success in some of these situations. And if that's what you want to talk about, Byron, we can talk about that all day.
Right.
Because that's a different type of infrastructure. We got different types of infrastructure for different type of things. And at the end of the day, yes, I think all children need an opportunity for success. And if you set them up for failure, they probably gonna fail. There are successful stories about the grinders out here. Sometimes it's the drug dealers that then take the drug money and turn into a successful business. That happens, or whatever, but because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the drug dealers would be some of the best businessmen on the planet if they would go legit and do something real, because they hustle and they grind to do some of that could turn them into like multimillionaires, but they rather just stay in the hood, sling in the corner or whatever, run from the cops here, there, and the other, worry about getting ran into, all these different things, because that's the life they know and that's the life they want to keep. And that started from the bottom, and that's problematic. I mean, but Byron, what do we do about that? That's all I want. Like, what is your solution for it? That's this. I mean, we speak about infrastructure, but what's your solution for that problem? We can ask and beg all day for them to, make better choices, but what's the solution? What solution do you have?
I think I already said it. I told you it all started at the beginning. I said every other culture teaches togetherness. So you're not gonna start being together at 30. I mean, some might change and you might want to be together, but you have to teach that off top.
But what's your solution? What I'm saying is, like, what is your solution to start teaching it off top? Like, you can say, hey, this is what you need to do, but what's your answer for doing it? Durante, you got anything for me? I think we maybe lost Byron somewhere.
No,
in Narnia, maybe, I don't know.
We just had a guest say, "Move on, Wesley."
We have a guest say that. I don't see nothing on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, he texted me.
Well, tell him to comment on the show then. Don't be texting people. Comment on the show. Matter of fact, participate in the conversation. Byron, welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
What were you saying before you disappeared on us?
I'm just saying my solution would be like, man, just be in the kid's life and raise everyone, like, you know, so you got kids, we got a family, raise them to be together.
Raise them to be what?
Every other culture together. Work together.
I mean,
come up together, grow together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do business together. Every other culture does that.
That's not true, but okay.
Okay.
I think there is more togetherness. Huh? What'd you say?
You can't say Jews without get canceled. You can't say Jews without get canceled.
Yeah.
You can't, touch no Asian without getting no, so Asian got a crime bill. That's what bill that. We've been getting killed forever. Asian, it took one white boy, to run it up on them. Hey, man, we had to go get a crime. They went and got them a crime bill at Congress, and they said we couldn't get one.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Like, what do you?
But
saying?
Part of that
they
is
together.
This. Well, it's not always that they together.
I'm talking these facts, man.
It's all about the laws that you. It's all about the laws and the way you write it. Like I was seeing a thing.
What laws was?
Well, let me explain. I was seeing a thing the other day that in Louisiana, apparently they had a referendum to slavery in Louisiana, and the referendum was, it basically changed it to saying, hey man, if you are pulled for a crime, then potentially you could be forced into forced servitude. Instead of the current law, which is basically the only time forced servitude is legal is if you are convicted of a crime in the system. So it's all about the bills and the way and laws in which they are written is the problem. And if you can have as many crime bills, you can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, and this is why people need to go out and vote. And I talk about this all the time, and we can talk about it till we blue, and some people agree with, some people won't. This is why you put your Congress people in office, and don't put Herschel Walker in office, because this is the problem. If you put somebody like Herschel Walker in office, they're gonna vote against the bill that could set you up for success. Right. And I'll go back to the fact that there was a bill for for no price gouging on gas prices, and every single Republican voted against that bill, every one of them, because it doesn't help their bottom line. You know what I mean? But if you elect the proper people in the office, huh?
So who the Asians got in office?
It does, but that's the thing. It affects them because it affects their bottom line. If you mess around with them, potentially you're gonna mess around with your imports, your stuff coming in. When you when you part out most of your labor work to China, and then you out here doing stuff to the Chinese people, it's problematic.
But what you just said, that now it's because they had something to get back them. They had some people. They people back them. Niggas get losing a little money. They people back them. They don't care. We gonna cut that. I mean, they can lose trillions, but they people back them. Y'all need to make this happen. Think about it.
Byron,
when things happen.
Byron, let me ask you this: who do we owe all our? Who does most of the United States debt belong to?
China.
I'll start right there.
That's what I'm saying. But they people back them. That's what I'm saying. I ain't they back them. You know
if you want to know why,
we may change when
you
we
ask
boycott,
why.
for instance.
Why, Byron? Why is it, like I said, why is it that something that would help every American citizen currently in the gas situation that we got going on? Why is it why is it that every Republican voted no to it? That affects them too. But it affects their bottom line and money more. They got PACs, they got agreements, they got all these things going on with OPEC, this, that, and the other. And they know, hey, we messed this up, we might be in a situation. So, they vote against it. Because
they got inside information too, man.
Yeah.
So
they got inside. You never know what I'm saying. Right? What agreement they got.
You want a crime bill, but you won't go out and vote for the people that would get your crime bill passed. I mean, it's not a sense saying you, but people in general. Black people in general. You want a crime bill, but yet we see that you almost let Herschel Walker get elected. You didn't go out and you didn't vote for in Georgia. You didn't go vote for Stacey Abrams. You know what I mean? You want all these things, but yet you don't go out and vote to get the people in office that will maybe get something done for you. Because at the end of the day, you can talk about the president, you can talk about the vice president, huh?
Sorry, how you know Herschel?
How you know what he's gonna do? You just keep slandering him, like, oh my god, yo, you gonna let Herschel get in? Like,
this dude's a puppet, bro. You don't stand on nothing. This man, bro. You trying to tell me the man that got up there and say, I'm not a politician. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat supper, this, that, and the other. And then he got up there, oh, we in overtime now. He up there cooning for them folks, man. I know you just saying that just to be an optimist. That's cool, but huh?
I'm just saying that because that's how I don't know his mentality. So you got to learn people to, to speak on them. So I don't really just speak on people.
I don't just have opposition to Herschel Walker because of how he talks and how he acts and the fact that he was planted in Georgia just because he's not even really from. That's not my problem. My problem is I went to his website, I read his stances, I read his views, and that stuff is does not align or make sense and support anything that people would want. Really.
All right.
I see that's the thing. I don't just view politicians as they were to their party. I can care less. I can care less about their party. I want to know what they're talking about. And you go to their websites and you look at what they stand on, then you see what they're about.
Okay.
No. But I'm just saying, if you as the people won't change, and I know you don't want to be a person that asks, did you say asks for change and say why we gotta ask and why this, that, and the other? Every law that's gotten passed has just about been asked for. It's something that's been asked for and then made a change for that reason. So at the end of the day, you need to put the right people in to get your changes done. If you don't go out and vote, that's on you. You can sit there on the sidelines.
You action though. So you ask with action though. You ask with action. What? You ask
with action. What action?
Okay. So we need something to happen. So you need action to happen, or you need hey, put make this happen, or so we don't have no backing, so it's like it's tough for us to ask for stuff. Like we were just saying, the agent got backing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, why don't? That's the problem. We could have backing if we put the right people in place.
Okay,
you can have a whole lot, but like I said. Now, granted, some of this is problematic because, gerrymandering and a bunch of other things that have happened and then, opposition to, people voting. Like, why do you all think that there is so much trouble for certain people to go vote? Because they don't want you to vote because they know the results. Ignore that. They know the results of of your power to vote. A lot of people downplay it, but at the end of the day, you make your own change. You can make your own change, but you gotta go ahead and do that work first, and then maybe you can do all the other work that you want. Also, my man Mike coming through. He said when Herschel Walker heard it was a runoff, he asked if it was a 40 or 100-yard race.
Yeah.
Shout out to shout out to Mike. But anyway, man, I just find all this interesting, and I just wanted to go where you were going, Byron, talking about the house and how people are raised and things of that nature. It's interesting, and I do agree with 100% what you say when it comes to that, because that will determine the outcome of a lot of things. That also determines why people don't go vote. Their parents don't vote. Their parents don't vote, so they say, well, why do I need to vote? Their parents don't talk to them about vote. But Byron, you want to know something? You want to know something that you see? I'm sure you saw. I saw other people's kids there at the polls. Other people's parents showing them, hey, this is how I'm voting. This is how you vote. This is why we vote. Taking them to the polling offices. But I didn't see any little black kids there. So talk about that.
But that's what I was trying to say. They teaching them young. They teaching them young, and then.
Well, I was asking you to give me solutions. I'm giving you solutions that you wouldn't give me. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Teach them young. Teach them young.
Yeah, but this is things that we need to teach them.
You have to groom them young.
Teach them why we vote.
Groom them business young.
Yes, teach them about business. Show them, this is what we do. This is our house. These are the bills we pay. These are the things we do. You know what I'm saying? Teach them financial responsibility.
I could have sworn I said that though. Was
I don't recall you saying any of that. I asked you for that, and maybe you thought about it, but you didn't say it. I don't think you said it.
Togetherness, teaching about business.
You said togetherness.
They start the business earlier.
That could be 20 million things, dude.
Togetherness?
Togetherness could be saying kumbaya in a circle, and that's what we've been doing for years and not getting anything done.
Oh, okay.
Not really, but kumbaya, I mean, we stick it together. Not when it just come from bad times. You stick together. You stick together in good times.
Black people come together
not when something sticking together.
Black people come together at free
but that's
dinners
what this is
and funerals.
What I'm about to. You proving everything I'm saying right now with the statement.
I know that.
I'm together. If I'm telling you,
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
This statement wouldn't. So what are we talking about? Let's move on.
Byron, your audio is so bad. It's hard to hear what you
see. He got to go to the audio in order to be like, never mind.
I mean, he go in and out, in and out. All right, but my man Kelvin coming through. He right about this though. The whole thing with Emmett Till was a whole wild. That was a wild situation back then, man. It's crazy. Like, you just think about that. But that's not here nor there. My man's out there. They got a whole magazine interview after they was proven not guilty to a crime they committed, which is crazy. Quite crazy. But yeah, we need actual positive solutions. Not we're gonna burn everything down and not just coming together to sing about it. We need actual change, and that's what I was just saying. I was actually putting real change out there. But last thing I heard about you say, Byron, was just move on. So I'll move on. I'm sure we'll be back here again because we always get back here somehow, some way. Because another thing that I think we need to address, because I've been meaning to address this for a couple weeks, is like, what do y'all think about? Because Byron, you got daughters, so I'll pose it to you this way. What do you think about some of the guys out here that are like bucking up on these women and you know, just flexing their aggression and walking up on them and talking about I'm the prize. And I say that because I saw this thing with academics. He rolled up on these women, which I think academics is a sucker, but that's not a here nor there. I don't like that dude. But what do we feel about that? We talking about togetherness. What how you feel about that, Byron? Guess it's how you feel about it. Durante, how you feel?
Saying he's the prize.
My man, he flexed up on this girl out there outside of a studio or something. Huh? I gotta turn you up.
I said,
what'd you say?
If the man feel like that way, I said if the man feel that way, he feel that way. That's on him. But I don't think if you have to say that, then you.
I 100% agree with that. If you have to say that, you're not. But like that's something as a community that is problematic. Like you pressing women, grabbing on women, putting women in corners. That's some sucker stuff. Huh?
Man, that's YouTube University at its finest. I said YouTube University at its finest.
Talk to me. What's YouTube University?
Man, these people can have online thinking they can live like that. Man, these people, man, that's not what it is, man.
Nah.
Now, you ain't gotta say you alpha. You ain't gotta say you the prize. You just know that.
Exactly. So let me ask you this, because you know we talking familyness and togetherness. So say your daughters, you know, they get older. They get older and they come to you and be like, "Hey, yo, pops, let me holler at you. My man's rolled up on me out here in the corner. Like, what's your response?" He told me I'm the prize, and he was flexing on me, kind of sort of threatening me, you know, in a threatening manner. Like, what's your response?
Gang.
Why was she even in that situation?
Why was she in that situation?
There's a question I would ask her. Is the question
I would ask her. One of these knuckleheaded dudes with money.
Nah, see, if she been around me, you know, so she wouldn't even be impressed by that.
She shouldn't be. But let's say she got enamored by it or whatever. Like,
but if that was she into, that's what she into. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give her that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it a game. So you know,
okay, there we go.
How I'm raising them.
That's what I wanted.
She ain't gonna be. She ain't. She would know better. So you know, what I'm saying, you know better, you do better. But sometimes that's not always. She could just be an experiment, but she gonna know better. Like that ain't the type of dude I would want you with. I don't think you should be with. But if that what you want, this what comes with.
Okay, so you would provide, and this is good. Now I agree with this. So you would provide her the education about, you know, the game. Basically, you would not withhold the game from her, and you would educate her. You wouldn't, because initially I was concerned, but you're saying that's what she liked, but I'm gonna educate her on, you know, the game and why this don't work, and that this dude is full of it and on BS, and he treating you like that because he's insecure about himself. You feel me? He ain't no real man for you out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? You need to go out here and get you somebody real and stop dealing with a sucker. You know what I'm saying? This is the game you're gonna give her, right? Or something of that nature.
Yeah.
See that I think that's the proper approach.
Something to that nature.
And that's the real man approach, and I like that. Durante said gang, and you know that's one way to approach it too. But you roll up on him, you know, she messed around with one sucker, she might roll up on another one next week, and then you just the most.
And now we burying somebody. I'm just kidding.
You know what I'm saying? You end up in a cycle.
But you know, here's the thing, so you got to worry about with women though. With girls though, you got to realize they're not gonna bring the dude that's built like that around their pops, because dudes figure it real quick. So they wouldn't
no,
bring
that's
a
the
dude
thing.
like that around their people.
I agree with that. That's the thing. That's why you did. That's why in this scenario, because this is how it happens. You don't know about the dude. You ain't met the dude, but after the situation happens, then she comes and tells you about the dude, and then this is when you sit down and have that conversation. You feel me? Because I mean, you right about
why you even around it? Like,
yeah,
that's a
why
conversation
are you
have.
around that type actually?
But that's the conversation you gotta have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes things are hidden. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. She develops a like for a certain type of thing, but you didn't know it, but then you know about it, and now you're educating about it. And I think that's where the father being in their daughter's lives matters. You feel me? That makes sense. Am I making sense, Durante?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're making sense.
Yeah.
Like, because I if I raised a daughter and she was with a dude like that, I would have the same questions that you got, Byron. Because I mean, I know it happens because it's a sucker born every day on the male and female side of things, and we know this. People will fall and do just about anything, depending on how somebody talks or whatever. And some people don't show them true selves until down the line. You feel me? So he could have, the person could have been, the best person in the world, whatever. But later on down the line, you figured out, oh man, he or she is this, that, and the other, crook, thief, criminal, all these other things, terrible human being, don't know how to treat people, a narcissistic, this, that, and the other. You feel me? But people hide their traits in certain situations to get with somebody. So it may not be, in this imaginary situation, it may not be your daughter's fault initially because she didn't know who the person was, but then she learned, and then it happened and played out, and she came and told you about it. Stuff happens. People hide their real selves.
Here's the thing:
if you people are unreal, especially somebody like
boy,
oh yeah, his character's flawed anyway. He gonna hide himself. He make himself seem like the biggest and best person. Just cause he can do that. I mean, he on the internet. You know what I'm saying? He got this, that, and the other. But he on all these random chauvinist shows and stuff. So it's I don't know. He got weird energy. I don't like dude. His energy has always been weird, and I've always, like you said, Byron, you can always tell. Dude always had weird energy to me. He always been off to me. So I don't know. But I'm also an empathic person, so I read people pretty decently. So there's that problem too.
Sometimes.
But Durante,
I mean, sometimes
other than gang,
off a lot.
How you feeling, man?
Other than gang, I'm feeling.
Are you muted?
No,
my man ain't spoken 30-40 minutes.
No, can you hear me?
Wait, am I muted? Maybe it's me. Hold on.
Bro, I can hear all y'all. I don't know what to.
So Byron can hear me, but I think Wes can. Same thing like Wes, like Byron said, y'all, I would hope my, daughter, wouldn't be around that anyway. But yeah, we rolling up. We pulling up on them. You feel me? We pulling up on them.
Okay.
Yeah, but what's that gonna do, bro? You gotta understand, like, this life, a good person can do one bad thing and they're gonna always look at the bad. A bad person can do one good thing and they gonna always look at the good. So that's just how that's just how it is. It's a gift and a curse.
You're right.
Like, if you always good, you do one thing, people always gonna remember that one bad thing.
Right.
Yeah, he good, but he bad, but he did this. You know what I'm saying? He walked this old lady across the street one day. Like, so it's a gift and a curse.
You're right.
Being a good person, I feel like it's more of a curse than good.
To be a good person?
Yeah, it's more of a curse.
I mean,
In this
maybe.
world, it is.
But are you willing to live with that curse? I mean, I am. Shoot, let me be a good person.
Yeah, for sure. But in this world, it's not as beneficial. I would say
it's not as beneficial for some.
So just like I said, if you're a good person, you do one bad thing, they go always remember the bad thing. If you're a bad person, you do one good thing, they always gonna remember that good thing. That's the first thing that come to their mind.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. People definitely attach themselves to the opposite of what you show your true colors to be, and you show yourself to be the opposite of that. Then
people looking for a flaw.
Facts. They looking for a flaw.
People look for a flaw or a gleaming quality, depending on the spectrum that you're on.
Yeah, if you're a good person, you know what I'm saying, they look for a flaw. If you're a bad person, they looking for something good.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I can't disagree. I guess my earbuds died. I don't know. It's because I lost all audio. But I'm back.
Thank y'all. This been the experts about nothing. We're gonna close it out.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna
sleep. Because homie gotta be up in the morning.
All right, well, y'all weekend jobs. I definitely respect it. So we'll definitely let y'all go. But at some point in time, Durante will be on Twitch. Probably won't be tonight, I'm guessing.
No,
because if you see him on Twitch tonight, y'all let me know because I'm pulling up on him.
You get the notification. You get the noti.
I sure will. We pulling up on him if he go live tonight. But anyway, this really has been the Express About Nothing podcast, and I've been your host Wesley. Byron, man, talk to people. What you got going on?
Man, y'all just stay focused, keep going, no matter what. Don't let a hard time humble you. Man, shop Big Dogs Only. You already know. Go cop the book From Underdog to Big Dog on. I appreciate everybody who bought, man. Just thank you for being supportive of the brand. That's pretty much it, man. If you don't know the way, you in the way. Big Dogs On.
That's Underdog to Big Dog on Amazon. He cut himself off, or as Mike did. I don't know which one. But Underdog to Big Dog on Amazon. You can get it on your Kindle, read it wherever you want. It ain't gonna help Byron. It's your computer or something. You can do whatever you want to do. It ain't gonna fix it. You've been like this whole show. But anyway, y'all check a man out. Shop Big Dogs Only. Y'all know it's gonna get cool eventually. I mean, we got tropical weather right now, with hurricanes sliding through and whatnot. But y'all know it's gonna cool off, so y'all be sure to cover y'all skis, shoulders, legs, all those things. Byron got you covered from head to toe, besides the socks which Durante wants. But one day he'll have you covered from head to toe.
One day.
So Big Dogs Only from head to toe coming soon. But right now, now he can get you to your ankles. But other than that, you're gonna have to provide your own socks.
Yo.
Oh man, Durante, man, what you got to tell the people though?
Look, y'all be safe. Y'all be safe. Stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Again, Twitch, DBrame11. And also use that promo code DBrame11 for 20% off with that Big Dogs Only.
That's twitch.tv DBrame11.
Yes, sir. Y'all, let's see. Like I said, happy Veterans Day. And brush your teeth. Wash your hands and brush your teeth, please. Because it's flu season. We ain't got time for it. What your teeth got to do with it? Just some of y'all's breath is hot. But just wash your hands and brush your teeth.
Man, please brush your teeth, because some of y'all breath, man, y'all don't wear masks no more. It's something for the people. But in addition to that, definitely wash your hands, because the flu is picking y'all up, and some of y'all that get the flu are saying that it's worse than the COVID y'all had. So definitely, you don't want it. And so keep it to yourself. I know y'all don't like wearing masks, so that's your prerogative. You see me out here in mine, don't look at me funny, because I don't want your flu and I don't want your COVID. So keep it all to yourself. Other than that, I guess at some point in time I'll be back on Twitch. I think I got my stuff working again. I don't know. I have to test it. I haven't done that yet, but
Yeah.
I plan on being back on there at some point in time, potentially. But other than that, this has really been the Experts About Nothing podcast. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Experts About Nothing. We're trying to be your one of your best source for entertainment and sports and random talk is what we do. So tell y'all friends to come through and check us out. Please share this if you haven't already. Even if you watch the whole show, go on, share it now. People can watch it back on the VOD or whatever. So yeah, I appreciate all y'all. And this has been the Experts About Nothing podcast. And we out.
Later.
Later.